Welcome to Meadowbrook Memories podcast. I am Jelly, otherwise known as Glaister Prince. My co-host is Hitchcock, otherwise known as Alfred Henry. Our mission on this podcast series is to explore the stories behind the magic that was created at Meadowbrook. In over a span of 4 years, between 1982 and 1986, we saw the transformation of a small co-educational school with less than 1,200 students, 800 girls and 400 boys, into a successful sports and scholastic champions, winning 7 major trophies, 3 Sunlight Cup, 2 Topping Cup, 1 Walker Cup, and 1 Nutriment Shield. And to crown these achievements, Meadowbrook also produced 2 Rhodes Scholars, Cavell Creighton in 1987 and Andrea Wright in 1989, both graduates of Meadowbrook in 1983. In this podcast series, we will be speaking to persons, both males and females, who are actively involved in this incredible journey, along with friends and family and staff at Meadowbrook, which inspired the environment that created this golden era. We hope you enjoy our discussion. Please give us as much support and encouragement that you can on whatever social media platform you are listening. Welcome and thanks for joining us. Hello, this is Jelly, your Meadowbrook Memories host. Wouldn't you like to know how Meadowbrook won 7 trophies in 4 years in the 1980s? Purchase a copy of my book, The Startling Surprise for a Friend, a Relative, or a Student at Meadowbrook. Thank you. Check the link below. We're introducing our first State of Meadowbrook podcast with our school song with the voice of Charnette McPherson, an English teacher at Meadowbrook since 2018, with rhythm done by Raheem Burrell, a 2018 Meadowbrook graduate.
We build our foundation sure and strong on truth and love, bulwarks against the wrong, on hard work and exemplary behavior as we glorify our Father. Oh, Meadowbrook, we hail thee now. Yes, stand and
Today is Thursday, June 13, 2024. And welcome back to another conversation about Meadowbrook memories. Me, as usual, Glaister, our Lance, our Prince, our Jelly, and anyone that those names will do. Tonight we are joined by two former head boys as my co-hosts for this very important conversation. Keith White, who was head boy when I started Meadowbrook in 1974, and who was a guest on episode number 47. And you can go back and listen to Keith's Meadowbrook memories in his own words. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe while listening. Also joining us is another former head boy, Vivian Thomas, who was head boy in 1979. Was a classmate to my brother Patrick, who started Meadowbrook in 1972. Yes, I got that right. And Vivian was a special guest on episode number 53. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe while listening to Vivian's Meadowbrook memories in his own words. We have a very special guest here tonight for what I call the State of Meadowbrook Address, because we welcome back our current principal of our beloved Meadowbrook High School, Mr. Kevin Facey, as he joins the conversation for the second time, because he was our special guest on episode number 78, where he introduced himself to our community, and he has graciously consented to join us here tonight on the plans and vision that he has for Meadowbrook High School. And as our current custodian, he will be hoping to inspire, not he, we, all of us here, hoping to inspire our Meadowbrook community to join us in making these visions a reality. So, without further ado, Meadowbrook members, welcome back our current principal, Mr. Kevin Facey, to our conversation in what I have dubbed, as I said earlier, our first State of Meadowbrook address. Reintroduce yourself, Mr. Facey.
Thank you for that, Mr. Prince, sir. Really simple. I am, graduate of another school, but don't hold that against me. But I'm a proud member of this community. I have had the privilege of learning about the fascinating history of our school, the way we have served our immediate community nationally, internationally. And I am very much looking forward to ways in which we will inspire, challenge, and assist the next generation of Meadowbrook students to become their very best, just following how Henry and Madge would have wanted it.
Thank you, Mr. Facey. Thanks for that. Keith, reintroduce back yourself for me.
All right, well, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Meadowbrook faithful. And principal, special good evening, Mr. Facey. Keith White, a proud past student of Meadowbrook. And I guess based on the introduction Jelly gave me, that would mean I'm class of
74.
74?
72. Yeah.
Seems like so long ago. But I ever-present person and always willing to help. And thanks very much for the invitation again, Jelly.
Yeah, man. You're welcome, Keith. And Vivian, reintroduce back yourself for me.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Jelly. Thanks, Mr. Facey. Keith, it's an honor for me to be among such distinguished persons. I, like every Meadowbrook person, have a lingering attachment to that great institution. We can never quite get it out of our blood. And it's always a pleasure and a privilege when we can do something to further the interest of the school and its students, just as we were mentored and benefited from the effort of those who have gone on before us. We would like those behind us to also benefit from our effort. And we think that this platform and the plans that we evolve here certainly give us the opportunity to do that. So thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Vivian. And thank you all, gentlemen, for coming to share our vision in terms of what we think. So, Mr. Facey, the last time we spoke, you and I are talking behind the scenes, and when we spoke, you were ready to come forward now, and I wanted to start with the first thing, not the most pressing, but one I think was the website. Can you give us an update on the school website that you were working on?
Okay. All right, no problem. So we actually had done one thing and the next thing happened. We got as far as asking for persons to, I guess, express interest in revamping the website. We got candidates, we interviewed, we shortlisted. We actually came to a decision about a particular agency. We met with them. They gave us the idea that they wanted to do for redevelopment in light of the vision that we have for the website and the functionality that we want to do. And the next stage was to actually get the credentials from the original developers of the website handed over so that we would be free and clear to go and redevelop the website. Well, since then, that company that did the initial development actually wanted to hand over the website in a better state. So what they did was reestablish a domain, did some revamping and reorganization so that they would be able to hand over a better product. So think of it like you have a classic car and somebody was intending on doing the bodywork and bringing it up and say, okay, you can add modern amenities to it now to make it more comfortable in this new era. So that process is almost complete. We are actually, between you and me and the very faithful of this school, trying to see if we can have www.meadowbrookhighschool.net back and up before August 31st. What will happen is that the persons that we have engaged previously, we are going to use them more so for the management of the website going forward so that it becomes even more useful and it would be a shorter turnaround time for if there are any problems and issues. So we are targeting that August 31st for its return. We believe that in these times it is an important point of contact for many persons within our country and outside of our shores. So that's where we are right now. A lot of work has been done. I think we've made progress. I think now it's a matter of unveiling and handing over to the Jamaican agency who will be tasked with maintaining the site and adding some of the functionality that Vivian and I believe you're definitely there, Jelly, talked about.
So the web.
So
go ahead, Vivian. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm sorry. We have a foreign entity that is actually establishing the website. Is that correct?
Well, a past student. What happened is that a team led by a past student.
Okay.
He was a web designer. What happened was he was the person who the Canada PSA had asked. He's a member of that group to actually do the website originally, and he did, and he handed it over to a member of our staff. But as over time progressed, we didn't update it in the most timely manner, and as a result, that led to its crashing. So what he wanted to do is literally bring it back up to a state where it could be handed over, and the last set of changes and maintenance would be easier for all concerned.
Okay, thank you.
No, so we say hand over, Mr. Facey. Hand over to who? Like to who? And
A Jamaican agency.
Jamaican agency, and they are going to
maintain the site.
Maintain the site. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because what happens is that in the original thing we had the same person developed the site, but it was a teacher, one or two teachers who were tasked with maintaining it, and they did not have the same level of expertise as the developer. And that's no fault on them. I'm just saying that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So what we've realized since then is to make the website really a resource for us. It's not just a revamping, but you really want to have somebody on retainer, as it were, to respond to changes that will come up, help to make sure that it's secure, help to make sure that it remains viable and customizes as we go.
Mm-hmm.
So we have that agency in Jamaica that we have already started. We've made arrangements with. So our intention is for it to be handed over to that agency, and then going forward, we would have someone outside of school with the skills to make the adjustments as needed and as quickly as possible.
Okay, that question answered, but I think the question I'm struggling to ask the question is like how you visualize it running. Like, is a staff member where check the email, check the website, how respond to the thing then?
Oh, cool. That's cool. That's cool, and that's easy. What we envision is two things. One, there will be one or two members of staff who will be the point persons at our school. But what we really want to do is add some functionality that would make things easier. Like we will put in like chat bots to actually help persons when they have questions. We will put in sections where people can make contact with us. We'll put in sections where people can donate to various aspects of school directly. We are thinking of making it such that it's a resource for our students in terms of being able to access material when they see fit, so that it's self-paced learning. And we want to make it so that the general public who may want to just find out about what makes this institution so great, that they can do so. But to do that, we really need a robust system of management that has both teachers and more so external agents that are accountable and quick to respond to us. So that's how we're doing it.
Yeah, and all of that in place, ready for. Well, it wouldn't really be in place, but that's what you're saying. But it's the site will be launching back on August 31st.
That's the date we're aiming for. I mean, the truth is, from what I know, we're not so far from it, but I don't like to give dates that I have to shift back on, if you get what I mean.
No, man.
I prefer to give you a date that I know we should be able to make that.
You don't want over promise. You better under promise.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Mr. Facey,
Hmm?
from what I'm gathering from the discussion here, you know, this thing, the scale that you envisage and the robustness of it, it sounds very professional to me, you know, and I'm just wondering if there are any costs involved to the school.
Oh, yeah. Yep, they are.
Yes, how is the funding
Oh, gosh.
to meet those costs?
Okay, well, we took a decision as a school that it is such an important channel of communication that we're going to have to make the investment. What we realize is that the cost is, there's an initial cost for that setting up, and that's a one-off cost, and then the maintenance cost is a lower recurring cost. So there's a way in which the way we see it is, over time we should really be able to not have a big burden of a recurring cost, but have a viable, dependable channel of communication. So that's how we viewed it. So we made the initial cost to acquire the service of that Jamaican agency. In a phase way, based on the remaining things that we've asked them to do in the terms of reference, we would pay accordingly. But how they staggered it to their credit is that there's two types of payments: a one-off payment, and then there's recurring. And the recurring one is far less than the one-off payment.
Right, okay.
We've got some of the funds already, most of it already, and we kind of feel it's that important that we are going to go forward. Now, we've had people in the past who've given specifically for things like that, and we're not pressuring them to do the same, but we would not refuse any kind of contributions.
Right,
no, and the website will help that, because the website will have a donation button to say this particular issue, and we get into that. Yes, yeah.
Right.
The website is very important. That is a key
Yes,
thing.
very much so.
It's almost like
But
yeah, go ahead, Mr. Faith.
go ahead.
Sorry. No, you go
Well,
ahead.
I was gonna say very quickly that but it's not just a website. One of the things why we ask for that agency is we have an underused app in the Google App Store, and we realize that to really maximize it, you need somebody with acumen to guide us in the ways in which we can use it. So the idea is the website is really meant to be what do you call that now? A hub.
Yeah, no, right. So when you say a Google app, you mean Meadowbrook have and Meadowbrook High School would have
Yeah,
a app, and the Google Store or
yeah, they do. In the Google Play Store.
the Google Play Store
They
or
do.
whether that phone
Yeah,
name, I forget. Yeah, it wouldn't matter which one of them. Yeah.
iPhone. But the
iPhone, yeah.
iPhone one isn't fully there yet. But we
Okay, I
have
got you.
one
So the
already
Google Play, okay.
in the yeah. But it's underused right now, and part of that is to really bring an app like that to its full power. You really need to have a guidance as to how to do it. You don't
Definitely.
want it to be a novelty thing. You want it to be something that is a resource.
No,
So that's why.
definitely. So all you're saying that to Mr. Face is like the app will be like the engine then connect to the website. It's integrated into the website. Somebody will have the app and you can just
Integrated.
yes, that's when
It's integrated.
yeah.
One of the things that we've talked about is that, for example, when we do like school events, we would like to be able to say, all right, we can post pictures on the website, post pictures on or excerpts on the app. So the idea is for those who want to go to the website, they can. For those who have the app, it would be pushed to them. So the idea is that we can keep our community current and involved in what we're doing.
Yeah, it almost sounds like it will be interactive then. Once something happens, it's up on the app and up on the website. I like that, Mr. Faith.
That's our hope.
Yeah, I like that. No, I love that. I never have not think about that at all. I think way ahead of me. That's good. I love that. Keith, do you have any question?
No, I think the questions that I had have already been asked, and as Mr. Facey said, we are well on the way with financing it, and that would be a major concern to make sure that that we step up and give the school the support, financial support to get these things done, to keep it current.
Yeah, and the website almost will take care of that. It will easier to give funding to the school through the website. That is I can't visualize that. It's like you just click on you set up your payment platform, which the website or the app will have. Or your donation platform. It's not a payment, a donation pays more than payment.
Yep.
And of course, if you have things to sell, you can, which you have your merchandise store already, Mr. Facey. All of that will be on the website the same way, and the app. Yeah.
That's the goal. That's the idea, that we want to get it to a place where the website acts like a virtual hub. You want to get connected to some things, start there. But it has connections to some other school related avenues. So that's the idea. It's a hub.
Yeah,
and that's why for it to work that way, you can't have a teacher who at best can be part-time, a part-time manager of this resource, because the substantive thing is teaching. You can have them working alongside somebody who has a little bit more time, certainly more time and the expertise to bring the ideas forward probably a lot quicker. So that's the idea. It's not to say we would say that group would be entirely in charge. No, but really they would be able to support the actions of our school in a more precise way.
Yeah, I like the sound of that. And earlier we were talking before we came on. We were talking about would the website be able to facilitate a robust mentorship program? What would be very useful for the school?
Well, you said again, one of the things that we are considering is some of those functionalities and some of the ways in which we want to be able to operate. So here's how I think about it. One of the things that cause the site to not work and eventually crash is we weren't strategic in how we put information and use it and what we wanted to do. So we're hoping now to be strategic. So maybe what you are saying for that functionality, if you know that you can make contact reliably with the right person at school regarding that, then that point of first contact may be the website. But going forward, once you made that contact, it might not need to be the website. And that might be quicker. So that's the idea that we have. The website is your starting point for some conversation, and some contact, but not the only way, or it's not it's not limited to just the website. And that's why we want integration with like the app and we want like the bot. So whether day or night somebody wants to make a question, so they can get at least a preliminary response, and there'd be a way that maybe in the background, depending on what you ask, some things would be sent via email to particular persons charged with the responsibility of a more wholesome response. So that's the idea. Hub.
Yeah.
I think Mr. Facey has certainly explained to us what would happen once the external input arrives on the website, how it will be dealt with by the school internally. But what I would like to examine now is the external contact with the website. You know, people like myself and other past students around the world. You know, what I sort of envisage, we need to have more of an input in the day-to-day lives of the students in the school. This is what we have realized, you know, from various issues that have come up over the years, with behavior and so forth. You know, we think that children need to be mentored and need examples to show them, you know, that what they can do and what their potential is. Because after all, we were once sitting in the very classrooms that they are now sitting in, and we would use our experience to motivate them. So what we figured, you know, is that the website would facilitate us being able to schedule our time to the school. For instance, if someone is living in Toronto or New York and are planning a vacation, you might plan to be in Jamaica for 3 weeks in 2 months. You could put on the website for the guidance counselor to see the time when you would be available, you know, to probably come and spend 2 hours at Meadowbrook addressing a 4th form or a 5th form. Yeah. And this would be scheduled well in advance. So as Mr. Facey says now, once that request comes onto the website, they will deal with it internally and know who to send it to and who to have follow-up discussions with. But the website would be a very important sort of point of contact and hub for all of us around the world to stay in touch with the school and with each other.
Yep, that's the idea.
Yeah, that when we expand on that video, I just have to face your question when it comes to that directly in terms of say, because I want as much contact as we can. How much class did you think could be available per week or per month, Mr. Facey, in terms of say, if
Jeez.
and what get you off guard, but just a guesstimate.
If this was cricket, I'd have just said that past my ears. Okay. The truth is, I go back to what Vivian said earlier. One of the things that I want everybody, the Meadowbrook faithful, to know is that currently, within our timetable, our school timetable, we actually have one session once a week that is called farm time. That all classes are from 1 to 6. This year it was 8 o'clock to 8:35 every Tuesday. So you have that. Plus, what you find is that we have form assembly and we have year group assembly on a Tuesday morning from 7:30 to 8, and on a Wednesday from 7:30 to 8 every Wednesday. So those are built-in times, and there's a way in which, if we know in advance that someone wants to come, whether it's 2 people, 6 people, then there's a way in which we're quite willing to say, hey, you want to come and sit with the kids for do their form time with their form teacher present. You want to bring a short address to them. All of those things are things that could be done. Now, if it is that it is something a little bit more focused, like for example, suppose we have a past student, I don't know who, has flown in the Emirates, and we have an aviation club. We could say, hey, aviation club meets Wednesday, and on this Wednesday, you can come because they'll expect you. Or same thing for SciTech. Or if you want to come and talk to a particular set of sports persons or debaters, any of those things. There are times when they would meet, and there, even if it's not an official meeting, for some of our students, all you have to do is tell us that you're coming, and we'll find a way to get you to meet with and talk with students who want to hear from you. So don't worry. There are far more informal ways.
Mr. Facey. So what we are seeing is that the website is our initial point of contact. That is where expressions of interest will first be registered.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's what we want to do.
After that, yes.
And it don't sound like there will be any shortage of classes or
No.
to speak to. I realize that. You answer that one wonderful. You liquid for 6, don't worry. Yeah.
I tried to keep my eye on the ball.
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, man, there's no shortage. And as Vivian said, the website, I like how it sounds. Trust me, I love how it sounds. It's like the website, anybody who want to interact with the school, him go on the website and he can pick the classroom he want to go or pick where he want to come talk about, and then, you see what I'm saying? Because as I say, it's a farm period, it not have to be nothing specific. You can understand about them skill, whoever he want to talk about, yeah. And then the school will work out the details in terms of the website will do it. The contact will do that will work out all them details. I like that, Mr. Facey. I love that.
But I want you to understand that it really is simple as just saying that all they want the website to do is be a reliable place where somebody can drop a question or reach out to somebody that they'll be responded to. That's at the basic level. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I even see it more interactive than that, Mr. Facey. And I like the website app where the person go and it's like, you know the app calendar?
Yeah, I do.
So it's almost like it has our calendar app on the thing where it's like anybody who go up on the site can say their time available when can pick. Same one come to the school, come talk about whatever I want to talk about. What the school and you want to agree on. You see what I'm saying to you? So I can't see that happening easily, Mr. Facey. So there'll be no shortage through the mentorship of one, which I love the idea there. So there'll be no excuse for a Meadowbrook student not coming and setting a time. Whether here, whether in Jamaica, I say here, whether in Jamaica or anywhere in the world, to set a time to come spend time back with the past student. And we need that. That's a must. Yeah. That's something that I think once we start doing that, the whole atmosphere of the school are going to change. If students seeing past students are come through and care and ask them questions and just attack, it will change the vibe of the school. And we pick up certain things quicker. A lot of things we ever prevented. So I love that. Keith, do you have any question on this issue, on this matter here? Not even an issue, just this.
No questions. Just glad to see the whole mentorship program being reinstituted. I think we actually had something good going on which was interrupted by COVID. So now that we're getting it back in place, that would be good. And getting it done through the website really is a boost. I think it's all good.
Yeah. And I've got another spanner to throw in the works here now. I'm not sure about this, but are there opportunities for virtual conferencing, like persons who may not be in person? Would they be able to?
All right, sir. So if that one from Jelly was a bouncer, this one is spin. So let me watch it good now. All right. So one of the things that we're actually trying to do in a very basic way, Mr. Thomas, we can do that now. In a basic way. Meaning that is as simple as saying, all right, I have I have a personal what you call it now, my file. I have my computer. I have a Bluetooth speaker and I have a microphone. Technically, we could go in a class with a bunch of kids, or even a section of the library, like the AV room, set it up and allow for one person to address a class. What we want to get to, so that happens already. That can do now basically already, just from those basic things.
Yeah.
What we want to get to is where we could go to one of our computer labs and just have it done in a similar way. But now the kids could sit around particular devices, and if in the chat they want to ask specific things, they could. So it becomes more like an address to a class, but virtually.
Right.
Figure what I mean. So that's what we're getting to. We have in the background another past student who's actually trying to help us, who's been helping us develop our IT labs and has been doing some great work with that. Because he's a kind of very quiet gentleman, I won't drop his name here. But all I will say is he knows how deeply appreciative we are, and he has some things in store for us to bring us more into line with an updated lab and labs. So the idea is we want to be able to get to what you're saying. We have, say, a New York stockbroker who says, I want to talk to an econ class about the stock market, and I can't have like 1 hour. Can you set a time for next Wednesday? And I meet them virtually and we talk and we go through. Yes, that's what we want to get to. But in a basic sense, because of Zoom and apps like this one, we can do that now. But there's a way in which you want to be able to allow for easier interaction with reaction.
What we are looking at is in the same ease that we had just discussed the previous program of persons scheduling themselves to appear in person. To have a similar alternative where you can appear virtually with equal ease.
Yeah. Let me reinforce that Vivian and Mr. Facey, and I talk to the Meadowbrook alums now. I'm saying in a Jamaican parlance. We don't have no excuse after the setup August 31st. Mr. Facey said the website should be ready by August 31st and other things in place. No excuse not to log on and participate and give back to the school in terms of the time, to set a time schedule either physically, if you know want in a Jamaican you want do that touch it, or virtually. That will be in place come when school open back in September. That's exactly what it is. So nobody have an excuse to say, I want to give back to the school, I want to do this to the school or that. It's just the time I say, set a schedule and come talk to the student about whatever skill you want to talk about. And it has to be approved by the school, of course.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I have to make sure say that, Vivian. Have to. It has to be approved by the school. That is wonderful, Mr. Facey. That is, so having a website that is almost like it can re-energize that contact. What Keith said they have with COVID, it slowed down and take it to a different level, because before COVID, most people weren't thinking virtual at all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like that. I love that, Mr. Facey. I love that. I don't know if Vivian and Keith have anything else to talk about on these two agenda we'll talk about first for the state of Meadowbrook before we move on to the other couple one. You have anything else you want to add, Vivian or Mr. Facey?
No, nothing else. Nothing else. Thank you.
Yeah. So Keith, you don't have nothing else to add to these?
No, man, this website, this is good. Just like you said, it has to really re-energize the entire and change the entire relationship between the past students, the school, and the community. It's a good thing.
Yeah, man, this is a wonderful.
Great strides.
Virtually and in person. Mr. Facey, you never want to add anything else before we move on to the next?
Oh, man, we're good.
Okay, good. All right, the next item in the state of Meadowbrook address was female soccer, right? I don't want to sound sexist, but I should have realized that when the Jamaican World Cup team did reach the World Cup recently, and so I wouldn't be surprised in terms of say Talk about talk about how good.
They
Talk about. I didn't know that a female soccer competition in Jamaica, Mr. Facey.
did.
Talk
Well,
about that then
here's
and
what's
talk about
funny.
what Meadowbrook need now to do that.
All right, so here's what's funny. When you walk into a story that's going on, sometimes you don't realize the importance of something. So I'll give you an example of what I mean. When I just got to Meadowbrook, I met Wayne Campbell, the under 19 coach, and I met Alicia James, his assistant, which I thought was strange. And as I listened and got more information, I realized that Alicia James is effectively one of the first examples of excellence in female football for Meadowbrook. And here's how Alyssa James is great. So the story, as I've heard it, don't quote me on it, is she had a family member. Let's call her family member Alfred. Let's, for the sake of discussion, call her family member Alfred. We know that she used playing ball with the boys and realized that, hold on there, you know, with opportunities that exist for girls, you really should be in a team. And here at Meadowbrook, they have a team? No. Why you don't have a team? Why you don't have a coach? You don't have people to do it. All right, let's make a team. So they made a team so Alicia could get to play. And that's around the time when girls football started being organized and they started their official competitions. She played for Meadowbrook, earned a scholarship to go to a university abroad, ended up doing so well that she ended up in their Hall of Fame there for her performance and contribution then. Came back to Jamaica and has continued to serve in football and actually is one of the assistants for the under 17 and under 20 women's program and a national
yeah.
So there's a way in which we have already seen what girls football can do. Now, because of COVID, we had a break, and because of we had a change in our team. Our team before COVID was actually on the brink of becoming a perennial semi-finalist and becoming a finalist and challenging for the competition. So in the same breath now, people talk about Excelsior. That's where we were about to go. But the break of COVID and the change in the coach, that the coach at that time has stepped away to go into his own thing. So we had to restart. Now, I'm proud to say that this year we took the decision of actually identifying some talent and actually getting a coach. We have a development squad in place this year. They actually participated in a tournament by that's called Fit for Her, an international tournament. They did so in, I think, March and performed creditably. The bulk of those persons in the development squad actually improved over time, and it is our intention to actually use them as the building block for entry into the ISA-sponsored girls football competition next year. We did our review this week, and we realized what are the things we need to keep growing as a sport in the school. And those girls that got that taste of what this could be are ready to go, and we have already decided it is our intention that we are going to go great guns all out to ensure that Meadowbrook is involved in the ISA TIP-sponsored girls football competition this coming year, using all of those girls that were exposed and some more that we're planning to pull in from the school. So we are trying to reset. We started, and we expect that we will continue to push forward.
So the team present, have a coach, Mr. Facey. Are you a
coach?
You have a coach, okay.
We have a coach, and we have a fitness person slash co-coach. So we have two persons that are working.
So how is the coach currently being paid? Outside of the military budget, or the school have to have a separate budget for the coach if you want to get top coach?
Hallelujah. All right. So we took a decision in the school that we were going to pay both persons directly. Ministry does give us some leeway for some of the funds that we get, but frankly, we've had to be stretching the funds that we have more than probably when you have 1 pound of flour stretching for a boat of 10 men. It's really as strong as that. But we feel it is important, and we found ways to do that. What I remember when I just came was that there were persons who were actually giving support to the girls' team. And my thing is, I think the first year, 2 years might be a little hard, but I think once those persons see what's happening, I envision them coming back to give support. I think what they really would have wanted to ensure is that there is stability, and that there's a way in which they can see what's happening and then figure out how they can come and fit. So that's how I see it.
Keith, I'm going to ask you to take over here because I know you have more expertise in this than me. How you would envision a coach, a proper system for make sure the female team reach to a success where we know it's possible?
Well, I can tell you, I'm so pleased to be able to say congratulations to Mr. Facey and to be able to tell the world that that as far as women's football is concerned, Meadowbrook is back. Yes, we're not back at the top, but we're back. And so we do, as the principal has said, we do have coaches. We also have 4 people, I believe it is, 4 students who are members of the national program at different levels.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So there's great potential. And the really good thing about Mr. Facey being here, giving us an update of the state of Meadowbrook, is that this opens and exposes, another need and another opportunity for past students to come in. So they hear these various things, they hear about the women's football program, and it just may be that there are past students for whom this rings a bell, and they would love to step up to support this particular activity when perhaps they may not have been active, they may have been dormant. So this now, I hope, will wake up those who are dormant, and they can step up and provide support for the women's football program, which we have a proud history. We really are proud of Alicia, who also, to add to her accolades, is the assistant coach for the Olympic Gardens, and they're a major league team. Yeah, so she's one of the foremost female coaches, not just for a female coach who coaches men and women. Yeah, she's NCAA All-Star and Hall of Fame at the college that she was at. So we're on the way. We're back. We're back. It's gonna take some time, but I'm glad to be able to congratulate Mr. Facey and his staff.
Mm-hmm.
So what? Yeah, you put it out there, Keith. So what exactly you think you need from what you want to tell the past students and Mr. Facey in terms of what kind of support you need for the female football program specifically?
3 things. The first thing that we would need is their presence. The second thing that I think we'll need is their tangible support in ways that they can. So the Jamaican adage is true, one cocoa full basket. I think you can't just say, okay, I don't have $1 million to give, so I can't give support. You'd be shocked being able to say, all right, I have 1 pair of boots, or I have this amount of a case of Gatorade, a case of water. You'd be shocked how that would add to what we can provide for them to be able to give them real support as they train and as they compete. So your presence, your tangible support would be needed. And then now, one thing that I'm amazed by, I stumbled upon this, is that we have some Meadowbrook people in some interesting places that I never know. So there are a couple of corporate places that somebody whispered to me that a Meadowbrook person is at, or runs. And I'm not saying conservative. I really am not saying conservative. And it would be nice if like they would come and continue to partner with us conservative. I didn't really say conservative.
I know. So, sometimes your tongue slips.
Sometimes.
Vivian, yeah, I have a question with Mr. Facey about this particular with the female thing, but you have any comment or question about this, Vivian?
Well, what I look forward to is the day, as I said, when this type of information will be up on our website. So we'll have a section devoted to the women's football, and we can know all that is happening. We will all know who are the members of the team, who's the coach, and what exactly will be required, or what we were gonna. In my mind, I see us having a meeting like this in a time to come when we'll have the very website up on the screen, and we'll be discussing issues from there, So I think that is going to really galvanize support for all the things we want to do from around the world, I know that I'm really looking forward to that. I think that's going to be a game changer in all of these things that we are discussing.
Definitely. And to add to that, Vivian, because I was going to Mr. Facey, if it's possible, say if somebody at the school, I don't know, this is just coming out of left field, not left field, just a thought run through my mind. Is it possible to somebody videotape and show highlights of the game?
It actually is, it really is just the funds, meaning there is a small to medium-sized company called Action Jamaica that actually does that. They do it for one particular high school, but they're not limited to them. They do it for St. George's. But there's a way in which if you say to them, we want to record a game or we want it to be edited and you present a highlights package, they can do it. So, and they're not the only operators who can do that. One of the things that I think would be really nice is we have a photography club that is morphing into a media club. And in my mind, if you had as simple as two good cameras and a dedicated device, believe it or not, now you could actually do some of that in house. Yeah. So there's a way in which there are private ways that can be done. I can see over time things that become part of what our students, if equipped, could do. And I'm not far from being able to do right now. But it may not happen.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's probably the equipment and training. That's something where a past student that hear this conversation and I say, okay, them can or get a group of students to underwrite to set up the equipment and the training that we do our own video editing and recording for these matches and put it up on the website. That is something that I don't see that as impossible for Mr. Facey. That's why I'm talking about it. And that would enhance the product and the value of Meadowbrook in terms of if we can put it up on the website that people can look and see the match, show the girls them improve, and we're going to come to the boys them afterward. But it is, in a sense, it will be the same thing what I require. It will be the same sort of commitment. But I have an audio, I don't know what kind of club it call it. A photographer club was the day when I go to school, but maybe a video editing. I don't know.
Well, they call it really, we still have it, but it's moving from being photography only into basically multimedia.
Yeah, right.
So it's not just photography. It's content creation, management, all of these nice things.
And it's almost like it would be the student never do it in a sense. I have a group of students. Like that. Yeah, that's what I seen it from Mr. Facey. That's exactly what I see. Almost like you're not trained student to use them equipment and do video editing and all them things, and then I can't say the whole heap of pluses with that. Can't say that.
I think as you are envisaging, the website will be an outlet for all of this talent that we have. It will enhance the schools, the type of education we deliver to the students, and it will serve the purpose of allowing us to be in contact with each other.
Definitely.
External and internal benefits.
Definitely, Vivian. The website is a super important thing. So
yes,
that is why I never have about Mr. Facey before. But once the website was almost ready to go, I said I could come and talk about it. And
yes.
As we realize, all the things when we talk back, I go back to the website in terms of how interactive it will be to communicate to the broader Meadowbrook, to reach out to the 10,000 Meadowbrook alumni we talked about the last time. Nobody now have no excuse to say can't contact Meadowbrook or how you reach them, how you know what I want. See the website here. See the website. Very important. I like that Mr. Facey. So talk about the male soccer team now. Where we are on that.
All right. So let me first say that we've the head of the P department, Miss Denal, and I did some reflection. At the end of any sporting season, we actually reflect on stuff. And we decided on 3 basic things. 1, we needed to go in a different direction for coaching. 2, we wanted to look at a change in structure. And 3, we wanted to continue a push for what I'm loosely going to call using sports as a vehicle for personal development. So here's what I mean by that. So Mr. Wayne Campbell, who served our school in some challenging times as a coach for the last few seasons, and ourselves parted company on very good terms. There's no animosity or nothing, and I thanked him very much for his service and stuff. So we parted companies, but he was very clear to suggest some things that he felt we needed to give attention to, and I know that he is willing to continue to serve in ways that he can for our school. That's 1. 2, we realized that what we really want to do is have a coach for under 19 that is a de facto head coach and would give direct supervision and assistance to under 14 and under 16. We have since advertised for such a person. We've gotten some applicants to us. We're shortlisting them, and we're going to interview them and select the best one. It is our view, Mr. Nalana, that what we want to do is a 2 to 3 year project in the first instance, and then the possibility of extending another year, 2 years, especially if we see where the coach is aligned with how we see things. So the structure now that we want to look at is the under 19 coach is in fact are also the head coach for the male football sporting program, and he would seek to give support and guidance to under 16 coaches, under 14 coaches, so that the transition from 14 to 16, 16 to 19 is smoother, and that we are looking at overall on one program and not and they're not separate. So we really want to facilitate that. We want to help our coaches to develop. We want to help our athletes to develop. Now, all of those things come with our athletes understanding that the student before athlete is not a joke thing. And we are convinced that our athletes must be able to excel in the classroom and on the field. Why? We feel that if we have intelligent, hardworking athletes, they will help the school to progress and become a regular top performer. But they'll be able to access opportunities for their overall growth and development through scholarships, both internationally and locally. but there's a way in which you must be a certain kind of thinker and have a certain ethic for work, both inside and outside the classroom, and really make good decisions. I mean, I've heard of students who've qualified from Meadowbrook and gone on to do well in colleges and do so well that other persons have come behind them and benefited from them. So that's how we view it. We're looking to start formally in July and press through to July and August. But because of just the change that we've had, we're kind of looking at the fact that some of the decisions, some of the things that we're going to do this year, we're going to see some of the fruits this year, but more of the fruits next year. So that's why we're saying in the first instance, it's a 2-3 year program. And if things align the way we think it can, then we're going to see 3 to 5 then. So that's what we are doing for football. We have some personnel in place. We realize that we need a more extensive support personnel. We have some people who have done good service and we think are geared up to serve again. But we find that now you want to make sure that things like nutrition, things like medical care, things like academic support, all of those things kind of need to be in place if you really want to have the kids thrive and not just survive.
It's almost like a technical director then will oversee a complete revamping of the program then, Mr. Facey. It's not like it from
I'm telling you why we're not using the term technical director, because the truth is how we've conceived it is a technical director would just be responsible for giving overall guidance all aspects. In the first instance, they may not do that just now, but it may morph to that over time.
Okay, I got it. Now look for that right away. Okay. So this person, what you're looking to employ then now would be like somebody full time at the school, or just come in just for that alone? Or you envision that?
Right now, part time.
Okay.
Because there's a way in which to have somebody full time at the school, we would really have to, and by full time, I mean like a teacher on staff. That's what you mean?
In a sense, yes. I just have visualized it. How it used to work when Mr. Year was here, when he was coaching the team. And never started out that way, because he was a teacher. He was a coach full time. And then eventually coach responsible for exactly that, from first one all the way up to the Money Cup and the Sunlight Cup team. And they had the both sport. He was the coach in charge of like the PE head coach there. Right, so but it never started out that way, Mr. Facey, just like I said. It never started. I never come in and start coaching Money Cup team, was coaching cricket mainly, and then eventually he took over all of the program then, from all the way from under 14, under 12, all the way up to Money Cup. So so I understand what you're saying. It's a process. It's a gradual process to reach there. So I understand what you're saying. Yep. It costs money when you got tech on stuff like that. But all of these things. It should have to be a part-time thing or somebody come in. But him have the responsibility, and that wasn't the case under Mr. Campbell. He was not responsible for the Money Cup team.
Yes, he was.
Okay. And I can see where that might be an issue, where it's like him not see the talent, I'm not no anything. I can't see that. This would have been this make more sense, Mr. Facey. It does make more sense. Keith, as I say, I defer to you when it comes to them things, because you more involved in these things than me in terms of like the football and what about male soccer,
Right, yeah. And yes, I'm involved. I've been assisting where I can. But one of the things I'd like to say in support of what Mr. Facey has described, what I'd like to reach out to the fellow past students and let them know, and it is that we need bodies on the ground, right? And bodies on the ground for every team in every sport. So we have vacancies for past students and for parents, because all of the teams need managers. They all need support staff. And I have to confess that, you know, right up front, this support staff is voluntary.
Yes, please.
Yeah. We need people to manage the teams. We need people who have some sort of medical calling, if they're available, to be present for the teams and for the matches, home and away. But we need support. We really need support. We need Meadowbrook people to come out, to get up, come out, get involved, and provide the support that's needed, the support for the students and the support for the staff, for all, all teams, all sports needed.
Yeah, not just a football team, which we talk about, the male and the female, but all teams, as I said, yeah.
Yeah, man. Everyone, everywhere,
And as I said, there's no shortage of help that we need a whole heap of help. If people come volunteer them time, money, physiotherapy, all of the things them and maybe Mr. Facey, I don't know if you can put out exactly what would I need that people can see it. I say we need volunteers to A, B, C, and D. I don't know if that's going to help.
It would. I can say generally what we would need. And I'm going to add on to what Keith just said. Managers, equipment managers, medical professionals, and that is what they're talking about, nurse, physiotherapist, doctor. You need somebody who is a nutritionist. You need somebody who may even be a physical trainer. And at this day and age, if you may even need somebody who is a psychologist that have some time to be able to kind of work on the mental side of the game, being able to get the attitude right and the thought process right as well. And the basic things, you still need people to say, okay, I have 2 hours, I will come and sit with a bunch of 4 boys and help them with the maths topic that they may need to improve to make sure that they meet the ISA qualifications and that they can matriculate as successful student athletes too. So it's a really comprehensive program. And if you happen to have, it's so weird to say, but if you have a wholesaler, you can say, all right, I can give 2 cases of water every week, we'll take that too. That's not a problem. So in all aspects we need it. I mean, I want to say one thing else, though, Vivian, and it's a thing, and Keith can tell you. 2 years ago, we played KC at Constant Spring, and then a little man at the field called Whisper, Dejon Richards. No, it's when you see KC come our match, gentlemen, KC have 1 40-seater bus with the youth them, and believe me as I tell you, I feel like they have another coaster bus with their support staff. So when you look on the bench, their support, like if you have 10 students on the bench, you have about maybe 16 people behind the bench that are wear KC colors and have a defined role. From the lady who come and get the gears and put them out when them done warm up, to the gentleman who comes forward and takes them to the warm up, to the one who the 2 or 3 going on when somebody drop. It's a thing. And that is, and I know you're going to say that's KC, but when you look around, many of the teams that push towards the JCs, the Georges, their support staff grows every season. And for some, you may never see them on the field, but the minute something happens, you just see the coach look in a particular direction and people take off and know what they need to do. So it's a real thing. It has to become more and more of that to ensure that our kids are safe as they compete and do the best for us and themselves.
Yeah, that's a good vision to get to, Mr. Facey. And there's no reason why we can't get to that. We need numbers and people dedicated. But because I know say all the people that are on the bench for the KC team are volunteers. They're not getting paid. They don't love the school so much. Because most of them and vision.
Most of them.
Yeah, so I can't say that, but Most of them just come there. And I have to say this in it, like if you come and support, you just support you and you don't come there to take over on a program or tell nobody what to do. You just support, just you have to go.
Yep.
You see, you have to mention that and stuff. I know sometimes the supporters them get boisterous and almost want to take over this and take over that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Funny
not
thing. Funny story, but it may not be so funny. So let me call this a story. So one of the matches last year, and it happened again this year. I have a habit of, and Keith will tell you, I like to quietly come and stand up and watch. Sometimes I don't end up being quiet first in the match, but I like to come quietly and stand up. And I don't always stand up behind the team. Why? Because there's a way in which I like to see what they're doing, and I like to be able to kind of make my own note. But there have been times at the match Meadowbrook is playing where people have come to me, don't even introduce themselves and say, "Sir, I know you're the principal, and I want to tell you I'm willing to be the coach." And I think, we have one sitting on the bench right there working. And I'm just saying to say, we're not short of people who want to volunteer in different aspects. But the issue is where you best fit the school and for the kids.
yeah, and if I have a coach area, I don't know when he might apply for the job. That no, no sense at times of facing. So in a sense, you have to follow protocol for saying, you come support the team and just follow the system where the coach assign you for do. It can't be just you decide. You come to give the support where you think best. It have to be organized and systematic, Mr. Facey. And I have to say that, because I know some of the people will come and get over exuberant.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
You see what I'm saying? So I have to say that. That not helping at all. That not helping. Not helping. If you don't like the system, you can't do like with the coach, but you can't take it out. That's not the place to do that. That's not the place to do. The man have a job for do. You leave and make him do his job. The man and the woman have a job for do. And if change have to make at the end of the season or at the end of the contract, Mr. Facey seeing it too. You see what I'm saying to you? The people who are seeing will see. And the results will talk too. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, there's no reason for come try to change the coaching in the middle of the season. This is not well, I got to say I
Chelsea.
That's the name come to my mind.
Leave my team alone.
That's the name come to my mind, Mr. Facey. Sorry, Keith. I didn't know it was your team. Sorry.
I'm sorry, gentlemen. I'm going to drink some water now. My throat's scratching me.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, when Mr. Facey come back, Vivian and Keith, is there anything you want to add to this with the male, well, physical education and coaching in general before Mr. Facey come back? Vivian, did you have anything you want to add?
No, just to say that, it's good that you highlight the areas that parents and interested persons can in which we can participate. And I think once things are up and running and we start to enjoy success and we have the benefit of the website to show what we are doing, what we need, what is happening, I am sure that people will be able to fit themselves into the program more easily and more readily, Yeah. So I am really expecting massive participation and support. I know Meadowbrookians are people who love the school and are dedicated, So I think that the website will certainly provide us with the necessary information and opportunity to slot ourselves into what the school is doing.
Yeah, definitely.
And yes, and it is just I'd like to congratulate those who are actually working to advance Meadowbrook at present. I think they are doing a tremendous job. And those of us who are hearing this and looking at what is happening, we are eager, to be able to get accurate information and to be able to know where to slot ourselves in and how to volunteer our time.
Mr. Facey, you back?
Yeah, man, I'm back. I'm back.
Yeah, man. Keith, you never have anything you want to add before I put a face if you want to add anything to what? For the coaching.
No, Jelly, no.
Okay. Mr. Facey, before we move on to the next item on the agenda and the state of Meadowbrook is do you not have anything to add to the coaching, male and female soccer coach specifically? Anything else to add to that?
Yeah, just one quick thing. For Meadowbrook football, they have been maybe in the since I've been there, they have been about maybe 3 to 5 people who have quietly come alongside and have given real tangible support. 3 of them don't even live in the island, but are very reliable and consistent in their support. And the thing why I'm mentioning that is, again, they don't necessarily want to have their names plastered across cyberspace. That wasn't their motivation. But there's a way in which they literally took the opportunity to make contact with the school and with me. And they said, look, I have this support I want to give. Would you be able to help me to make it reach to the students? And we were able to do so. And I'm saying that to say anybody out there who wants to give support, whether it's literally one pair of boots, or even to say, boy, I only have 4,000 Jamaican dollars. We are fine with that. Come with what you have. We will work with you. We will make sure the kids get it and they benefit.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Facey. And before we move on to the next item, I just want to say this to you personally, Mr. Facey. I am happy that you are so enthusiastic about all these programs, particularly the sports program. Because sports, and it's not just sports, I think it's a total program they are built at the school. But sports is an integral part. It can't be one or the other. It has to be both. So I'm saying that sports motivate an entire school to do things where I saw that during my time. So I'm saying, so I'm happy that you actually behind these programs 100%. See what I'm saying? Yeah. So I have to say that to you personally. So let me move on to the other agenda now, which is, in a sense, this is a big item agenda. It's like, and we come to the last one, before, but me talk about this first. Like, the last time we spoke, Mr. Facey, before we get to bottom field, we talk about setting up a foundation or a trust we could have run or manage the vision where we have for bottom field, a complex where we want to put up a bottom field. Any update on that in terms of what would I need to set that in place, or what exactly how that would work?
Okay, so we've sought legal advice on the issue of forming a trust or foundation, and the advice that we've gotten and we have confirmed it would indicate that a foundation, a Meadowbrook foundation, is the better way to go, because it offers the accountability of initially a limited liability company, and over time we hope to be a charity and non-profit organization. It has that benefit, so it would allow for transactions to be done and supported in that way. 2, it would allow for accountability. And 3, it would allow for the transfer of directors at the appropriate time in a seamless way. It is something that we have talked about at the board level, and we intend to go back to the board with it. We've had to take a little break because of just a change between boards, but as soon as we are back to regular operations for our board, that's something that we want to go great. We want to go full steam ahead on. We believe that it's something that we need to do in short order, because one of the things that we are finding is it would allow greater access to avenues for our school to do more for our students directly. we have seen where some other schools have kind of given us good examples of how a managed foundation is critical to maintaining the legacy of the founders of an institution like ours, and to look at also being relevant and being flexible to meet some needs. And I'll give you a weird example, and you might not believe me. Under the current Financial Administration and Audit Act, a school cannot legally, or not even legal, cannot get a credit card. It's not possible. It will not happen. It cannot happen. And there's a way in which, if you want to order some things from abroad and have it shipped in, which you can do, the ministry actually gives support for the clearing of some of these things. There's actually brokers that we have used that will help us. But if you cannot buy the thing on Amazon, on Alibaba, with a credit card, that means, as a school, that means someone has to stand the risk of covering that in the name of the school.
Mm-hmm.
A foundation could do that.
Yeah.
There's a way in which there are some organizations that would say to a school, hey, we're a foundation. If you're doing this program, we could give money to you. A foundation to foundation transaction would be very helpful in that regard. And we believe that there are persons who stand ready to be a part as that foundation as directors, because they can see that would align with the goals that we have for the continued development of our school.
Mm-hmm.
So we are rearing to go back to that. I am, and some of the members that were on the board are aware of the steps that it will take, and I think we are energized to push through to get it done within this next board, the life of this next board, God willing. That's one of the things we want to do.
Yeah, Vivian, our Keith, don't have any comment on the foundation in terms of
No, as you say, you have sought legal advisement, and they have said that's the best way to go. I too agree with that, and it's just a question of getting it off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that will be on our website to receive donations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who the board members are and the accountability and all them things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
That I didn't realize that. I don't want to go to that I asked about the question, but the time has come. I put it this way. For Meadowbrook High School have a foundation. The time is right now, Mr. Facey, because it's like we can't move forward in the 21st century without a foundation. But that's what I saw, like, based on what you told me a while ago. We can't do big things to the school where we want to do. Or even small things, just buy things.
Yeah.
A lot of things we cannot do now. We live in an interactive and a digital world where you have access to things worldwide. And without a foundation, you can't do it properly at all, or can't do it at all without somebody personally take them time and them credit for doing it. That don't make no sense at all. That don't make no sense at all. I didn't know that, Mr. Facey. I had no idea.
I think what the foundation will do for us is to provide an avenue whereby private contribution, that is to say non-governmental input, can be channeled into the school in an orderly fashion.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the main thing. And the government not doing business with that at all. They can't come ask to look at our books at all. I would think not.
Yes, but I mean, a foundation is governed by the laws of Jamaica.
I know, right.
Required and everything.
It has to be accountable, same everywhere, but it's not like
yes.
The ministry, I'm saying, I don't think the Ministry of Education can tell us, say, okay, you don't have money for the foundation, so we're not doing no money at all.
No.
I'm glad you said it that way, Mr. Prince, and not me. I just want to say, in the event that anybody from 4 national hero circle is
It's
sorry,
listed.
1 national hero circle is listed. I didn't say it.
No. Well, I can tell you, as a private person, as a Meadowbrookian, our aim is to enhance the school, not to supplant the government.
No, that's not the idea. It's to add more value to the school.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's not. But I don't want to say no more. I think I said enough on that part already.
I just want to say I did not say it. I'm done.
So that wouldn't be a difficult thing to set up at all, Mr. Facey. Just need approval on the board and you go through that and set up that and all them thing there. Okay. Yeah.
There are clear steps as to how to do it.
Yeah.
And once you have the board behind it and you follow it through, it can be done.
And it's not a long time frame to set it up at all.
No, well, we believe it can be done in the lifespan of this next board, but
Okay,
there's a way
alright.
in which you really want to start with a particular board and finish with that particular board so that everything is done.
Yeah, man. Fair enough. Keith, you have any comment or suggestion in terms of about the trust or the foundation?
No, just like Mr. Facey said, I think you said everything.
Okay, sir, I hear you. All right, we can move on then to, in my mind, I think this is a big picture vision, and I think we need something big to think about in everything on Meadowbrook. And it's like bottom field. And I've said it on my podcast before, so I think Meadowbrook could have a complex of bottom field, which will be part of the school. It can be, and we have to decide what it have to do. But the first thing we need, right? Bottom field is underutilized now. Put it simple as that. Right? Let me use that word there. So but the first thing we need, Mr. Facey, is what is the status in terms of the ownership now? In terms of who owns, and I know the school owns the land, but what does the paperwork say? What the title is? Is there a problem? Is there any issue with that?
Well, slight correction. The land is owned by the United Church in Jamaica and the Cayman Islands. They are the title owners and holders, but they have discharged the responsibility of the management of the property to Meadowbrook High School. And they've done so over the years, and they reiterated that stance when I joined our community in 2019. So they still pay the taxes. The title resides at the church office, but we have room and space and the authority to develop and manage the property as we see fit. We have, out of a courtesy and honoring the partnership that has been part of our school, we keep them informed as to the issues that we're facing with that space, and any development that we would do, we would certainly let them know early, so that they would be kept in the loop. I think it would be irresponsible to not do so, but that's really for the official ownership and management of the space. But here's where we are now. For our field touches or shares boundaries with about four privately held lots on the hillside. And what you find is we have had in the last 2 years an ongoing challenge where one of the owners of one of the lots has presented his own papers that would indicate that where we believe our boundary is different from where he believes his boundary is. And effectively what he's saying is that some of the land that we have used as part of the field actually might be his. We have had a challenge in getting contact with some of the other owners of adjacent plots to just verify those boundaries, and in a way still for us to develop the field the way we'd like. The settling of those boundaries is a priority. It would involve the technical assistance of a surveyor. It may involve, in some instances, the work of a lawyer that does property management. We want to engage a planner to generate an image of what we want the property to be. So when people ask us, what are we thinking? You can generate an image, even a basic 2D image, or if we're very skillful, maybe even a 3D rendering to kind of make it come more alive. We can see that space could facilitate multiple sports. It could facilitate leisure and even be a way to assist those persons in the community in the same way like how persons can pay to walk around the Mona Dam or walk at police officers club. We can envision a system like that. We can envision, once we secure the space, being able to have like our teams camp there, because we can envision the bathroom and kitchen areas that could be installed such that we could comfortably sleep maybe as much as 25 or 30 kids and staff. But there's a way in which we really want to nail down the property situation. We want to nail down a plan for the space, and we're willing to engage partners to come on board with us to help in the development. We can see, for example, that a company could come and help us to put in the infrastructure that we need, like fencing, like reinforcing areas near the gully so that the land is maintained, putting in a walking trail, developing of the field in terms of the actual surface. And for us to say, look, if you come along with us and do that, we would make you a title partner with us. And when our kids aren't using the space, your company could use in the space so that it becomes beneficial. So there are things that we're thinking of. We really can see it becoming real useful space for Meadowbrook students, Meadowbrook past students, and the other community within reason.
Yeah, that sounds excellent, Mr. Fitz. That sounds exactly like what I've been visualizing in terms of how it. But so exactly what does our title say or our land say in terms of say how that can be settled in terms of say, I don't know if I say in the right term legally. The people, let me ask you a question this way. Sorry, Mr. Fitz, let me ask you a question this way. The people who claim to them own piece of the land at Bottomfield, were they there before we arrived at the school, or they came afterwards?
Well, here's the thing. From what I understand, the subdivisions or plots in that Chanterelle area have been in existence from the school has been in existence. Although some may have been subdivided after we came into existence.
Yeah.
And many of them have been owned by persons, but not necessarily developed.
Yeah.
So it's really when it's time when they say, all right, I want to put in my property now, you see them come and just reinforce them, their claims and make sure the stakes are in the right place. And then they begin to develop. So when I came in 2019, that was happening with one of the plots that somebody has decided that they had purchased it and they had intended to put in a development that would be like an apartment complex with maybe 10 to 15 two-bedroom units and multi-stories, of course. So when I came, they were looking to start foundation work and to clear some of the land to do so. And they had started that work before I got there. So when I got there, I met them. And what they had said was that with the interim leadership that was there before me, they had asked for permission to access the property through our gate. They would do some work, and they were willing to um, help to fund the fence when they got to the point of nearing real development starting, and to contribute other things to help us with the feel and stuff. But the thing that I found a little later on was that they said, oh, by the way, here is our property line. And when I looked at the property line and I looked at what I saw in the place, I realized that what they're saying is there's a part of the field that we thought was clearly ours, and there's like, nope, the bottom of our plot comes onto the field. I would have then spoke with the previous principal. He would have assured me that, no, that's not the case. When you look at the field, you'd have realized that some of the developments that are there, like the annex, according to that person, the annex would be part of the annex would be on their property. And in my mind, when the persons who would have made the annex, they would have done so knowing that all of its boundary would stay within the confines of what the school's land was, as given by the United Church. So we have sought to get some assistance in terms of our own surveyor to help us to settle the matter. That process wasn't complete, and we still need to complete that. What I am understanding is that we'd have to check with the NLA to see if the title on record, what it is and where the boundaries are, because they would keep the overall land cadastre, they call it, the registry of titles. And what I've noticed so far is that even if you and I think that there's a dispute about where your land end and my land end, there is very likely a plot somewhere, a plan somewhere that actually says, no, this is the actual boundary between us. And where there is dispute, I'm told that there's a clear process of agreement and it has to be settled and agreed. And then that is then put in the record so that you don't have that going forward. So it's something that we have to
work on. So it's something like before you even engage a land surveyor, it's something like you need a copy of what that, I don't know if you call it title or drawing, what that would I say? Because the question I reach right now is like,
I think I might be able to shed some light here.
Yeah, go ahead,
basically, the surveyor will be operating from the title. So the land will be demarcated on the title, and it is on that basis that the surveyor is going to establish his pegs.
Yep. Spot on.
That would be our title, like the school title or the church title.
The registered title that's done at the land.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. You answered the question. Thank you. Yeah. So then we have access or a copy of our title. I'm say our meaning Meadowbrook title. And that's where we are working.
Every landowner in Jamaica, the title is registered and is stored down there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then we know to get it. Okay.
And we've done that already, I have asked for and been given a copy of that that title. Yeah. But what our copy says and what I was shown don't coincide fully.
So what is the source of the information that you were shown separate from the title?
Great question. The answer is a survey that he presented that his surveyor did.
Oh, yeah. No, well, I should probably point out, I mean, I don't know the people who are involved in this, and I'm not casting any aspersions, but it is normal for people to practice what you call encroachment, where they deliberately know that it's not their place, and they will act as though they are ignorant. And then once works have started now, then there's a procedure, a court that will settle the dispute, normally asking you to accept what is there, depending on how substantial the structure is. This is a regular practice among some developers,
Yep. And that's kind of
and then try to settle it in their favor after. But the only official document that the court and everybody accept is the registered title,
Mm-hmm.
And if they have to borrow money the lending agencies will actually come and verify where those pegs are with their own surveyor sometimes, depending on the quantity of money that is being advanced, you know.
Mhm. Definitely.
Yeah, but I don't know. What they will do is that some of the works, the initial works, like the foundation and the driveway, and so they may be able to do that without borrowing, you see.
Yeah.
And
So
that's
what you really so like, sorry, Vivian, finish up. Sorry.
yeah. No,
No,
go ahead, lad.
no. What you need though is someone like you need, Mr. Facey, is a land surveyor who can take the sand.
Yeah. Yep.
So we're putting
Definitely.
that out there. I know Vivian did say him know a land surveyor. I don't know if you want to
Yes,
call him.
well, I would like to be allowed. I know a past student that is a land surveyor, and I would make an effort to contact him in the coming week to see what he can do to help us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you still require that, Mr. Facey.
No, we do.
Right. Right.
And I'm going to put it out there, so any land surveyor among the alum,
Yes.
welcome for contact Mr. Facey or Vivian.
Yes,
or
Mr. Facey is best, you know. Yeah, contact Mr. Facey to offer your services.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to have to go and see if I can find somebody. So if somebody is listening, please feel free to come forward
contact
to Mr.
me.
Facey.
If you don't contact me, and I will get the information to Mr. Facey. Contact Keith or Vivian. Reach out to the podcast or whatever you want. But there's hopefully the website will be up and can answer. Them can just contact if you need that. Yeah.
And I want to tell you, among the alumni, we may have relatives, brothers, sisters, cousins who are land surveyors. They don't have to actually be Meadowbrook graduates, you know. You can co-opt resources from your contacts and ask them also, because it's a very important matter.
Yeah, because but before I go on, but Keith, do you have any comment on that? Keith?
Just to say that as the years progress, you know, technology has caught up with some of the surveys that exist here in the country. Because, you know, back in the day when the surveyors were using their sextant, etc., to pinpoint where they are, you know, the modern day people are using GPS.
Yep.
And GPS is sort of showing up some errors that were made back in the day. So there is quite a bit of correction that's being done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this is something where we visualize the foundation will be in charge for managing stuff. This is one of the things then for a project about and feel like this.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
They'll be in charge of that because that will make it easier for them. And you also mentioned saying you need it's not planned, like a visual. What you call it, Mr. Facey? The word they use, like a visual.
Render.
What you call it, sir, Mr. Facey? Go ahead, repeat.
Render. Well, I stand to be corrected by the guys. You can call it a 3D image, or some people call it a rendering.
That's the word I was looking for. Imaging in terms of what them visualized bottom field could look like in terms of the building.
No, I think that would be the work of an architect, eh?
Yep, it would be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we'd have to sit down with an architect and tell them what we want, you know. A building architect, and we'd probably need a landscape architect on top of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think that we have to have an idea of what we want anyway, because the concept is up to us. Eh?
And the architect would need a diagram, accurate diagram of what exactly the boundary lines are.
Yes,
definitely. Before we can start doing anything.
The plan, yeah. Well, we can conceptualize before, you know, because I mean, we have an idea.
Right, okay.
These encroachments, normally, they are not massive, you know. It might be like a 20 feet or a 10 feet into your property.
So what you're saying, we can almost start putting that out there, you know, so we need architects and designers.
Yes, sir.
We want to put that out there now then. And in terms of say, and I don't know, Vivian, if you want people come back with ideas and concepts, or we want to tell them what we want, or just put it out there and say, conceptualize what you think would happen at bottom field.
Well, to tell you the truth, if we do not offer some guidance, I think this thing here can really be interminable. You know, I think we have to have an idea of what we need, what our needs are, how big the place is, what we want to see, and then build around that. You know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we have to definitely know what it is we would like, you know.
And give them some guidelines and say, this is what we want. We want a
Yes,
sports complex,
definitely.
a multimedia complex, a medical complex, whatever we decide and things.
Right, whatever you decide
a sports
is
medical
necessary.
facility, something like that. It's just actual ideas that may have to face.
Right, we have to have an idea.
A second campus along with a medical sports. We could have the best sports medical complex in Jamaica right down there. And
yes, and it's up to us because it is something that we may have to phase also, you know. So we have to know what are our priorities and so. Yeah.
So I suppose that Mr. Facey will have to decide in terms of what we think. In terms of 3 or 4 ideas we want to throw before we even ask anybody to come, because we have to have some guardrails.
Yeah, we're not at that stage yet, you know. The foundation has to be established. And then the survey has to be done, and then the concept, you know.
Okay. And Mr. Facey will have to establish in the foundation. And the land surveyor, you say I'll contact the past student. And we're putting it out there to any past student would need past student to come forward and assist the school in terms of to secure boundaries. We put it the right way. Because that's all it is. It's just securing our exercise with eminent domain for the property we own. Because if we don't do that, somebody else is doing it already. Somebody else is doing it already. And once all those things in place, then we can start. And as I said, this is just the first State of the Union, Mr. Facey, State of the Meadowbrook, sorry. It's not the first State of Meadowbrook address. And you can always come back when we have update in terms of say what we need other things. But I think the vision is there. Well, the vision is there for build a nice complex bottom field. We don't finalize what the vision is, but it's a complex where all of will be proud of a bottom field. I want to get that in place now. We come back to start a drive to say this is what we're building, this is the fund we require. So the same thing, they're putting that out there because these things will require a commitment, a long-term commitment to say this is what we're going to do. And we're going to raise the funds. And once we raise a certain amount of funds amongst ourselves, amongst our alum, then maybe we can go overseas and start other organizations to match what we have raised.
Right, and the foundation will be the vehicle, you know. So it's the Meadowbrook High School Foundation that will be in charge of everything.
Right. So we have a big project we're looking forward to start doing. And this is not, it's not, when I say start doing, we're not going to start build right away, we're not reach a stage, but things are put in place. The vision is there. It's a face of the vision. We have a first class complex on a bottom field.
Great correction.
Yeah.
We have the vision.
Sorry.
Yeah, man.
Sorry, Mr. Facey, Sorry, because I talked about it earlier too. Sorry, Mr. Facey. We have the vision, say. And I'm glad you onboarded it, Mr. Facey, because it couldn't work without you at all. Without you coming here and say, we have the vision. It couldn't work at all. And we meaning all of the alum for the school, everybody who used to come to Meadowbrook, is a vision and all of us supposed to combine to and say, this is a big vision we want to put down a bottom field. That's the whole idea, Mr. Facey.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So I don't know if Vivian and Keith want to add anything about that, because I think we cover most of the first State of Meadowbrook address in terms of we cover, and this one is an important one, but we'll put out there with Vivian going to contact the past student, and we'll put it out there to any past student where is a land surveyor. And what's the best place to contact you now, Mr. Facey? Repeat that email address that you did have before, because the website not quite up yet. That's very easy with the website. What's the email address?
It's principal at funny @ meadowbrookhighschool.net. So I say it this way, and it's very cheesy, but it works. It's my role, principal, funny at sign, where I work, meadowbrookhighschool.net.
You have to send that to me, Mr. Face. I can put it up there when I upload that web podcast. Yeah. So it's principal at meadowbrookhighschool.net. I saying that right?
That's it.
Principal
Spot on.
at meadowbrookhighschool.net. So remember that. For contact Mr. Facey, that's the email address. So if a land surveyor from the Meadowbrook community or a family at the Meadowbrook community, if never forgot Meadowbrook, but him love Meadowbrook and want to give back to Meadowbrook, his brother or sister went there. That we need help with that. Principal at meadowbrookhighschool.net.
Yeah, man.
That's the easiest way. Until the website is up by August 31st, and that will make it easier. So that's a recap.
Yeah,
That's a recap before we close. Recap. Believe it or not, we are here almost 2 hours. This is a wonderful first State of Meadowbrook address. For recap, what we talk about. We talk about the website, and website is an integral part. Website is the engine of everything. So once that's up, that will go and make everything easier for all of us in the school community, the current school population, and the alum who always want to contribute, right? That will be up by August 31st. The mentorship program we talk about, whether live at the school directly, physically or virtually, that will be that can be up and running. That will be up and running in the next term. I'm talking into existence stuff. There's no reason why that can't. Once the website is up, there's no reason why that can't be up and running. But we constantly have a mentorship program. There'll be a whole heap of opportunity for people to come and mentor back different classroom at the school. Come next term. Come the term in September. Like I said properly. I'm not saying anything wrong there, Mr. Facey.
No, you're quite fine. You're quite fine. Fine.
We talk about the female soccer program, and that is well on the road to revamp. And we will need a whole heap of support. We need bodies on the ground, as Keith put it. And then we need managers, we need medical people, we need people just sometimes just to come support the match. You want to donate something, you come and support the match. And you always and funds are always welcome. If you just want to send the money come to say support a particular program, you like the female team, you want to send gears, you want to send this, those are always, if you want to send specific things, those are always welcome. Right?
And
the website will make it easy for that. And if you want to contact Mr. Facey directly, I'm going to repeat the website, principal at meadowbrookhighschool.net. And the same thing about the male program, the male football program, where Mr. Facey have employed a coach who will run the program from under 12, under 14 up to the Manning Cup age. Right? And there's the same with the female program being structured, Mr. Facey, where it's from.
Almost. What we realize that we want to do is we want to have two teams. We want to have what I loosely call the big team and the little team. So the simple thing I can think of it is currently Manning Cup boys football at 3 levels, under 14, under 16, under 19. Girls would really they have an open league. So for us, we may say really under 19 for the girls and like an under 16 team as a development team. That's ultimately what we want to get to.
Okay.
Because for the girls, you have to educate them and expose them and train them, and then lead them in. So that's how we are thinking about it. That's how we want to go.
Yeah. But there's But we need a whole heap of help on the ground with that. Whole heap of help financially. In terms of that, we refuse nothing at all in terms of that. And there's a whole heap of talk about the mentorship program that not take no financial more than your time. Virtually, sometime once I set up and physically if you want to. So we do have no excuse. I'm gonna repeat that. No excuse. Cause that's a common thing I used to hear. Oh, what can I do for the school? Okay, the website will be up. You don't have no excuse. You go up on the website and you will find something to give. Some program I go on something you can come give time for mentor some students to talk virtually or directly. Right? So anybody who contact me and say they want to do this and that for the school, I would definitely send them to the website as a face once a month. At least I would talk about it every week. So remember, I said the website is up and you need to just contribute to the school and give back to the school, right? We talk about, a recapping, as I said, we talk about the foundation, because that's the word we use for Facey. We're not going to use the trust them word. The foundation is the way of going forward. Well, when you manage all of these things, in terms of, I said, just to manage the school, it's almost like, I thought I'd turn off before. Sorry, me calling back. Yeah. But the foundation will be used, as Mr. Facey aptly describe it, is like, the school can't buy nothing from Amazon and get it shipped. Them can't buy nothing period without borrow somebody's credit card. So that means somebody personally have to put themselves out there to buy things for Amazon for Meadowbrook High School. Having the foundation, that's the first thing that I got fix. And the foundation, I got fix the bigger thing of running the bigger thing I will talk about at the end. Ultimately, I will talk about getting a land surveyor. It's a big, we want to put up a nice structure on a bottom field to utilize it to make sure we properly exercise our eminent domain at bottom field, because somebody will take it away if we don't do that. So we have to do that quickly. After exercise that, and by doing that, by putting up a nice proper structure there, that is the best way to exercise eminent domain. You secure it, and then it will benefit the school, it will benefit the community long after we gone, because it's something about the place. It's not about it's about you put a foundation for Meadowbrook for the 21st century. Right?
Yep.
So all of this information, you know, we hear it and you can listen back over and over. Right? I don't think I leave off anything. Foundation, I go run this and then the trust. So gentlemen, unless you have any, I need any closing remark from you before I close out. There anything I miss out in terms of this discussion here tonight? Vivian, you want to go first?
No, I think we have covered everything, and we are all just waiting, as we say, on the establishment now of the website and of the trust, and then I think from there we'll have the two vehicles that we can use to actually do something. So I think that I am heartened by what I have heard, and definitely as far as the mentoring thing is concerned, I think we are at a stage now where persons can feel free to contact the school and volunteer their time. Yes, thank you.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Keith, do you have any closing remark or anything to add? Anything I leave out?
No, nothing left out. It's the three major points in addition to everything else that is there. You know, the website, the foundation, and the surveying of the bottom field. You know, I think those are the three major things that that we can work on, in addition to the fleshing out of everything else that was mentioned.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. And Mr. Facey, any closing remark before I close out the program here?
Well, two things. One, Meadowbrook is a place for past students and friends of our school to come back and find their space to give. That's one. And two, I want to beg a 10-second, sir, for this reason. There's a gentleman who 4 years ago, a student named Raheem Burrell, who decided that he was going to remix the school song. And I won't give you a 10-second piece, but I actually send you the full track via WhatsApp. So if you allow me.
Yeah, man, no, please. I saw you send to Mr. Facey. Yeah, go ahead.
So I can play 10 seconds?
Yeah, man, no, play it out, make we hear it, man.
Right, I'm going to try and play it on a nearby machine so it's not so loud and buffer. But let's go. Hopefully you could hear it.
I can't play it to Mr. Facey. I don't know if you hear the file play it. You know how me play it?
Yeah, play
Yeah.
it down.
Let me play.
Here.
Because what? Are you hearing it?
Not yet.
We build our foundation sure and strong on truth and love, bulwarks against all wrong. On hard work and exemplary behavior as we
You can add in
glorify our
post-production.
Father. Oh, Meadowbrook, we hail thee now. Your
There's a really
sons
nice
and
one.
daughters here will seek
I stopped with it. Was hearing it?
No,
No,
we hear it at all.
wasn't
But
coming through.
perhaps
Okay.
another
That's
time
why I
you
stopped
can
it. Because I
start
was
it.
so no hear that. But I hear Mr. But what I can, Mr. Facey? Can I
Add it
use
in
this?
post-production.
Can I
Yeah.
use this to end the podcast? Or a clip out
What
of
I,
it?
what I want to say, let's do it this way. The first two verses, we can't kill it. Just give the credit to Raheem Burrell and Shanette McPherson. Shanette McPherson is a teacher who was
Yeah, send me the
singing.
name, Mr. Facey. I'm not going to use all that. I will
Okay.
listen the first two verses and use it as the ending and for close out the podcast instead of what I using you know. Yeah. I can't use that. I like it, Mr. Facey. And send me the name of the people who must give credit to. See what I'm saying? That them get
Yeah,
full
man,
credit.
doing that right now.
Yeah, man. Type that in and send us. No, I have no problem using that at all. As a matter of fact, I love it. Love it. So this is the school. It's a school song that redone.
Remix, the remix of
Nice.
the school song.
Nice. No. I have no problem at all, Mr. Facey. I'll be here again. And before I will send you what I will use to make you
Yeah,
hear
man.
it. Yeah. Send me them there. I have the name of Mr. Facey. I saw that. Shanette McPherson and Raheem Burrell.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yep.
No, sorry, we send it to me now. I was wondering what that was, but no, I have it, Mr. Facey. I love it.
Yep.
I love it. And I will send it to you. I will send it to Vivian and Keith. I will send the full team. They're gonna hear it.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I'm gonna
thanks.
come off here. I will just save it and send it to you. And our farmer don't can't hear it. I will do that. But actually, I can just forward this to you. I can just forward this to you and just hear it. I don't have to double tap. But I will do that, Mr. Facey. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So anything else, Mr. Facey, before I close it out?
No, sir. Me all right. Me good.
Well, gentlemen, Keith White, my first head boy at Meadowbrook, Vivian Thomas, head boy when I was here in 1979, and Mr. Kevin Facey. And I can't stop saying this to Facey. I'm happy to be working with you. Happy you have the same vision for the school where we wanted long time. Somebody who
Yes.
want a bigger vision for Meadowbrook, and I take it on gradually. I love that. I must say that, Mr. Facey. It has been a pleasure. And this is the first, I hope, of many State of Meadowbrook address where you can come in and come talk about update. And we can decide
Yeah,
if you want update for even it not have to be as long as this. And it don't matter if
Yeah,
it
man.
need to be so long. We just come and get an update in terms of where we reach.
Yeah.
And if we need more help, we just come and say, boy, we need this ASAP.
Yeah.
We reach out
Yeah.
to people and people reach out back to me. And it was an honor to have this conversation with all three gentlemen here tonight. And I leave in this to say, contact Mr. Facey before the website up is principal at meadowbrookhighschool.net. Right? And I will post that and put that out. Anyway, gentlemen, I will send this out to the community. Not this weekend, next weekend. I will do some clip and send it out that them can get a prep in terms of what someone look forward to. And this was a pleasure. And have a good night. Thank you.
All right. Welcome, gentlemen.
Jelly.
Thanks for listening to our first State of Meadowbrook podcast. And enjoy the new version of our school song with the voice of Shanette McPherson, an English teacher at Meadowbrook since 2018, with rhythm done by Raheem Burrell, a 2018 Meadowbrook grad.
We build our foundation sure and strong on truth and love, bulwarks against all wrong. On hard work and exemplary behavior as we glorify our Father. Oh, Meadowbrook, we hail thee now. Your sons and daughters here
Hello, this is Jelly, your Meadowbrook Memories host. Would you like to know how Meadowbrook won 7 trophies in 4 years in the 1980s? Purchase a copy of my book, The Startling Surprise, for a friend, a relative, or a student at Meadowbrook. Thank you. Check the link below. So, remember to like, share, and subscribe these Meadowbrook Memories podcasts so neither you nor your friends will miss another Meadowbrook conversation. Thanks. Thanks for listening to Meadowbrook Memories. And remember to give us all the encouragement you can on whatever social media platform you are listening. And special thanks to my production manager, Cameron Wright, who takes care of everything involved in getting the podcast out every week. And without him, this podcast would not be possible. It is his expertise that allows me to do what I love doing every week, having great conversations about Meadowbrook memories, and he's responsible for everything else. So again, thanks to my production manager, Cameron Wright. So remember, as we listen to these conversations, and I must thank Nadine Moulton for this, memories are made to be told, not buried. The views expressed by guests on this podcast are their own, and their appearances on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. While we will not add to statements made by a guest, we reserve the right to exclude statements or remarks that might be considered inflammatory. Thank you.